Harvin-Weathers there, doing a presentation for that English or presentation video. Just find a quiet place here. Again, sorry for being a little late. I'm gonna answer the question as great as I can. So, Kierkegård and postmodernism, that's like the working title. And for my thesis, I'm focusing on Kierkegaard, his concept of Christianity in postmodernism, and that's the specific one, but there's more broader terms to it, like my main point is like to explore this concept more and see how other philosophers like Lyotard, Derrida, and Kafka, how they all have different concepts about Christianity, or their thoughts and arguments for and against those concepts impact in postmodernism. And I'm also doing a little comparison between how those concepts Kierkegaard has been affected in modernism and how they have also related well to postmodernism. So Fear and Trembling was the most important text I found, and I've also used other supportive texts like The Gift of Death. Yeah, that's a Lyotard text. And then there's also Postmodernism Condition by Lyotard, and then Philosophy and Theology. That's a Kierkegaard and Derrida text. And many of those texts they focus on combining all the thoughts and the different reflection that these philosophers have to support Kierkegaard's argument. Some of them have like arguments against, and that kind of like lines up, it builds up my thesis in a little both different direction. But anyway, they have strong ideas about how Christianity is portrayed, and my main motivation for writing about this is Kierkegaard, he highlights the importance of Christianity, the leap of faith, the night of faith. And I think those concepts has changed with time up to today's society. We still see it in society, and that's the reason I'm really driven by this thesis and this text, because from modernism to postmodernism, we see how the importance of Christianity has developed in society and the way we view it today compared to what we did back then. That's the very interesting part that makes Kierkegaard's argument so important. His main idea still live in the society today. It's hard to see, but many of the things we see in today's Christianity world and Christian value is based on many of his concepts. So like I said, the point of this text is to explore Kierkegaard's concept and reflect on them, and arguments like to strengthen his thesis, like for and against, because there's different theories out there about his concept, and he has some very important points, and it's hard to say who has the best supportive argument for him. Derrida and Lyotard, they've been inspired more or less by Kierkegaard and his writing, and I feel like it's very important to highlight that in the text. And so the last question is a question for class. I'm sorry I'm late because of my situation. I haven't managed to get this done a week before my homeless situation. I would love to discuss this more with the class if I had more time and things I could improve on. My biggest question for improvement is how to narrow it more down, because there are many other philosophers, like there's Rorty, Derrida, who has the most important argument in support of my thesis, because I found so many different philosophers and their different theories around Kierkegaard and this concept. I couldn't make it a priority. This making my paper a little shorter, or perhaps not long enough as it should be if I had my focus a little more narrowed, and would love to discuss those feedbacks with you guys, but it's just I'm a little late on this, and I would have loved to see your other presentation, you guys' videos, and what your different theory were. Perhaps some of you have thesis where you're focusing on Kierkegaard's in different aspect than I'm doing, and I would have been very excited to, if I was quicker out, just learn what your guys think about the concept, my theory, my different arguments, and the paper. The paper itself could have been structured a little more better with transition and paragraph, the paper I had itself. But I feel like it highlights the most important thing I see in Kierkegaard's work and how it has contributed to the world, not just from a Christian perspective, me being a Christian myself, but just how those concepts relates to my life and other people's life, people who are not Christian. It's a very, very important, relevant paper I feel like I have, and at one point I would love to talk more about it, like in a few weeks when my situation is better, talk to Professor Ire, just to see some feedbacks from my own records, because I would love to talk about this paper and how it could have been done differently. But with my today's circumstances, I was lucky to just get a paper out at all. And yeah, thanks for watching this. You've watched 5.5 minutes, but I would love to discuss more about this. Thanks for the presentation and the semester.